To the show from House Oversight. He's Congressman Pat Fallon. Congressman, let's talk about this first. So, before the midterms, the polls showed people were really worried about inflation and the supply chain. What are you guys going to do about that?
Well, with inflation, Liz, the number one thing we're going to do is not have trillion-dollar spending bills outside of the budgetary process like Joe Biden has done and the Democrats on the Hill. That stops immediately. So they'll also actually have to negotiate with us now, Liz, and they're going to have to acknowledge our existence. And, 4 million more people voted for Republicans to be members of Congress than Democrats. So I think the will of people will be heard.
Well, how are you going to fix the supply chain? How are you going to fix the supply chain?
Well, the supply chain is difficult because the executive branch, that's, the Treasury or the Transportation Secretary, Mr. Buttigieg, who has absolutely no experience in the private sector.
I know, but there's a
there.
trucker shortage. So how is the House GOP going to fix the trucker shortage?
Well, it's difficult to do with, Liz, when you only have one out of the three levers of power, quite frankly. But we're not going to make it. We're going to make sure the Democrats don't make it any worse.
All right. Well,
we can certainly. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go finish your thought.
I was just going to say we can give them advice. I mean, there's ways to, drag your feet for 4 months until you go on a 24-hour cycle at the ports. They should have been doing that long before.
Got it.
When they were unloading all this stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're just heading into a deeper downturn, and there are tens of thousands of layoffs. Let's listen to Congressman Comer and Jim Jordan today about what's going on with their probes into Hunter Biden and the president. Watch this.
This is an investigation of Joe Biden, the President of the United States, and why he lied to the American people about his knowledge and participation in his family's international business schemes. National security interests require the committee conduct investigation, and we will pursue all avenues that have long been ignored. Committee Republicans have identified over 50 countries the Biden family sought businesses in on the international side of the Biden family business. Among the dozens of shell companies the Bidens set up, there were millions of dollars of wire transfers, flights on Air Force Two to conduct personal business, and meetings with heads of state, all while Joe Biden was aware of what was happening. All the while, he turned a blind eye. The Bidens flourished and became millionaires by simply offering access to the family. As part of our investigation, we have evidence that the finances, credit cards, and bank accounts of Hunter and Joe Biden were commingled, if not shared. And on some accounts, at least, red flags were raised by banks to the account owner or owners indicating suspicious or illegal activity. Protecting the president's son who has committed crimes with Americans' tax dollars is a waste. The domestic and international scheme that promised access to wealth in a future Biden administration constitute fraud. And the president's participation in enriching his family is, in a word, abuse of the highest order.
If the Biden family is so innocent, why is the Biden Treasury Department hiding and not turning over the suspicious activity reports? They say they need to hold on to it for ongoing investigations, but not stipulating that. I mean, this White House changed the rules on this. So, if there's nothing wrong, then why not disclose them?
Well, it's a classic case, Liz, of where there's smoke, there's probably fire. I mean, the suspicious activity reports, there's not one or two or five. There's 150 of them. But the Biden administration, or the Biden syndicate, rather, that have filed on them. These financial institutions know that something's up, and they don't want to have to file these SARs, but they had to do it 150 times with the Bidens. So what are they hiding? And we also know, Liz, that Joe Biden's the one that said in 2019 when he was running for president, he had no idea what Hunter Biden was doing, and he never met with any of his business associates. And we know that to be a bold-faced lie.
The other thing, the White House is going to say that Hunter has a drug addiction. I mean, but the issue is, we get that, but if that's the case, why was he allowed to do deals overseas with inside nations that are foreign adversaries like China and Russia? If he had a drug addiction, why was he sitting on the board of Burisma, the Ukraine energy company? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it sounds awfully, fishy when he's broke and he has no ability to speak of, no skill set. And then suddenly in 2009, his father becomes vice president. And then here we have, then they become millionaires.
Okay.
It's odd.
Congressman Fallon, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you.